Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about part 2 from my Detroit Lions video on their win-loss record schedule. And, I believe I came off after the Chicago game, so let's get this started. We're going against the Minnesota Vikings. So if we go against Minnesota, what will the thing go? The Lions are 2-2 according to my record schedule. So let's look at their depth chart. Kirk Cousins statistically is a much more accomplished quarterback than Jared Goff. Granted, Goff has the Super Bowl appearance and the better career win-loss record, but the main issue I have with Cousins is he's kind of seems like he can't win the games that matter. But it's the rest of the team that's just absolutely amazing, and I think just completely dominates the Detroit Lions. Offensively, Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, and Abdullah, when healthy, is actually a pretty solid player. Then you got Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, and I think Amir Smith-Marset is a pretty good slot option. And I think, look out for this guy. I think he could, he could be an underrated addition that they had. I love the selection of Christian Darrisaw. He was my number 2 tackle in terms of ceiling. Number 1 was Sewell, 2 was Darrisaw, 3 was Jenkins, 4 was Slater. He's definitely not as he's not as I guess polished as Sewell and Slater, but I definitely think his potential is higher. Garrett Bradbury. So let's kind of compare this. First off, I don't think the receiver core, I don't even need to go into it. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson's better than anyone in the Lions receiver core. The only thing the Lions have is the better tight end. But let's compare. So Darrisaw could probably be nowhere near a match for Taylor Decker at left tackle. Left guard, Dakota Dozier. I actually don't know much about him, but Dakota Dozier. So this is also kind of my natural reactions, by the way, looking at it, and you're kind of seeing me how I analyze games. So he kind of sucked and kind of sucks. Okay, Lions got the better left guard in Jonah Jackson. Now, granted, the Vikings do have a questionable core, but so far I think it's obvious that the Lions have the better left tackle and left guard so far. So now it's going to Garrett Bradbury. No match. Look at the difference. Let's look at the difference. Frank Ragnow, PFF, no match. 0 to this guy's 5. Even if he played, he had over 900 snaps and didn't allow 0. How is that freaking possible? The Lions got a way better left side. Now, okay. It warms my Boise State heart. I absolutely love Ezra Cleveland. PFF. This guy is just a great guard when given the potential. Now, granted, he didn't fare much better in Big V, but I'm going to be honest with you. This might be my voice bias. I think he's better than Big V at pass protection. I think he was just a bit raw as a guard last season. But this might be one of the few guards that you might say, okay, he definitely needs to prove himself more. I mean, he only had 622 snaps and 5 sacks allowed. If he played more, he honestly could have given up a lot. And then there's Brian O'Neill. So that's interesting. Brian O'Neill. I'm messing this up. Brian O'Neill. There we go. If we go to him, he did great last year. Now he was almost as good as Taylor Decker, and I think in terms of provability, he's more proven than Sewell will be. So we have to go with provability here. So I'd have to give the right tackle spot to the Vikings. So the only thing the Vikings have is a proven ability of right tackle, and you have Cleveland as a question mark. So Lions have the better line. Vikings have the better for everything else in offense. Now the Vikings, their defense scares me. Almost all these guys, in my opinion, are good quality players. They have Daniel Hunter, better than anyone honestly on our D line. Michael Pierce, good solid player. Went on the field. Now I really think you just need to start using NFL.com. But when he's out there, he's a pretty good nose tackle. And Dalvin Tomlinson, we all saw how good he was with the Giants last year. And if we go to D.J1, now he's actually a player I don't really like all that much. I'll let him try to prove me wrong, but DJ1. By the way, if anyone knows why I can't see my stats when I'm connected to the internet, I would love to hear that. Or ESPN. I don't know if it's like a glitch or is it look at this. I just don't think he's that dominant. But he's the only weak part, and he had what? 4 sacks? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he had 3 sacks. Okay, so he's literally the only weak link to the group, but he's pretty solid in run stuff. I mean, also he's just a rookie. It will be interesting to see how Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr do, and we'll see if Nick Vigil or Chaz Surratt can replace the absence of, I believe it was Eric Wilson. Can Anthony Barr ever rebound? He's kind of seeming like this 1 year wonder now. The secondary is so freaking good. So Gladney's probably gone. I've heard about his legal disputes right now, or civil stealing cases. Patrick Peterson, Cameron Dantzler, Mackenzie Alexander. Ooh, I really like Dantzler. We'll see what happens with Peterson. I actually think Patrick Peterson might have been a win now move that might hurt them in the future. Because if we look at Patrick Peterson, here's my concern. He's over 30 years old. Oh no, he's 30 years old. Okay. I knew he was in his 30s. Sorry, ladies and gents. Look how much this guy's regressed. He went from 58 to 65 to 67.1 in 5 touchdowns. Let's compare that to Jeffrey Okudah real quick, who supposedly had his down season. Pro Football Reference. Jeff Okudah, our big old bust, had 77.4 and 2 touchdowns allowed. At least Okudah had the touchdowns down. And I don't know. I mean, Peterson's experienced, but I am kind of worried that he might not have been that good of a selection to get. Now, they have the obvious superiority in the safety duel, and I do like Harrison Hand. But yeah. I mean, I think the Lions have the better special teams. I think Greg Joseph and Bradley Pearson will be an interesting battle, but ultimately I think Randy Bullock is better. And the punter, Jack Fox is the best punter. And we'll see what happens with the return game, but I think Khalif Raymond will be very, very fine for them. Whoever ends up being the returner, but from what I've heard, the Lions are probably going to do him. So what's my score prediction? I'm going to go Vikings here because of how good that defense is and how freaking good the weapons Kirk Cousins have. And I don't think the Vikings line is going to be that bad. I think Ezra Cleveland will take a step. I love this film at Boise State, even as a Boise State fan. I love Darisaw. O'Neal's good. We'll see what happens with these guys here. But I think the Vikings win 26-17. It's going to suck. I hate saying it, but we're going to go 2-3. So let's go back to the Detroit Lions. And where they're going to face the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, let me just say, no, whoops, that's not depth chart. There we go. I think the Lions are going to win this game. I've already kind of pre-looked at this. Burrow is coming off an injury. And he's nowhere near as proven as Jared Goff. Joe Burrow. And if you guys all want to know my opinion on Goff, I like him. I think he's a good potential quarterback for the future, but I'm not invested in him. I think the Lions could definitely move on from him after the year. Jared Goff had 13 touchdowns to 5 interceptions and 2,688 yards. Now, granted, the O-line was horrible. Everyone does know that. And no matter how much I defend Goff, I definitely agree that the Bengals had the far worse O-line. But that's the provability we got from Burrow. Most of his career is just potential, and not so much as it is, as it is provability. And he even had 6.7 yards for throw. So they do got the weapons, but I don't love their O-line. And we'll see what happens. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase is amazing, but if last year showed anything, just because you have 3 good receivers does not mean you're going to have good play for your team. You want an example of this: the Detroit Lions in 2020. Oh my gosh. Okay. Detroit Lions 2020 team. If you look at the Detroit Lions in 2020, there we go. There's some roster things. Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow were their only good linemen. That's what I have to say. Jonah Jackson played good games. He had good games, but he also had really bad games. He allowed 5 sacks on 1,000 snaps, which isn't too bad. It's an average, above average. But he was not dominant at the left guard spot. Ode Ibushi was alright, and we all know Big V sucked. Tyra Crosby sucked himself. He had 5 sacks allowed. And this Bengals line, just 100%, is not even as good as the 2020 Lions, maybe. Quinton Spain was a good addition. Carmen never even played guard at all at college, so he's just going to be adjusting. He's going to have an Ezra Cleveland-like year, in my opinion. Trey Hopkins, let's just compare. Taylor Decker versus Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams. Huh. He already had 3 sacks, when this man had 2 on over 1,000. Crazy dog. And you know what I'm just going to say? We already got the better left tackle. Carmen is not proven. Jonah Jackson's proven, and I think Carmen's going to struggle his rookie year. Let's compare Trey Hopkins to Frank Ragnow. Hopkins, BFF, versus Frank freaking Ragnow. The man, the myth, the legend. One of my favorite players on the Detroit Lions. 0 to this guy's 1. And I just think overall that Hopkins is actually a pretty good player. But I don't think he's as dominant in the run game as Ragnow. And I don't know. I'm not a huge PFF guy, but I think definitely a good telling piece of that is their overall grades. And granted, I don't know. He had more snaps and 1 more sack, so it's not big down difference, but Ragnow is better. Now, Quinton Spain is a good addition. I don't even have to look at him. I believe he only allowed 2 sacks, but it doesn't even matter. I think the right guard spot's going to be played by Big V. Riley Reef is more proved than Sewell, and he's been productive. So the only spot that I can give the Bengals as the right tackle position is only because of provability, but I think Sewell can honestly be better than Riley Reef in his rookie year. So it's a maybe. So Lions got the entire O-line other than the right spot. And I honestly think Sewell will be just as good as Reef. And Lions fan know Reef cannot carry on the line by himself. The defense, nothing really scares me. Jesse Bates is the only thing that really scares me, I guess. Uh, these two are potentially good players, but I do not think they're going to solve their pass rush. He's going to get hurt like he always does. Ozai is unproven. Cameron Sample's unproven. Readers just... Okay. So here's my thing. I think they'll have the better pass rush, but they're full of improvements here. Trey Henderson has had one good season with one of the best defenses in football and one of the best organizations in football and one of the best defensive coordinators in football, and Dennis Allen. Larry is a player who I believe he's played just about well in every year he's been in. Let me open Joe Larry Gunjo. There you go. I can't say his last name, guys. I'm sorry. No, I want career snaps. I believe he's been good like every year. Okay, in his rookie year, he's been good every year. He's not dominant though, and I think the only reason I can say that the Bengals have the D line is because everyone else there has at least played snaps compared to, and I honestly think that Romeo Okwara and Trey Hendrickson are different. And I think Romeo Okwara is better because of teams. Trey Hendrickson was put on only pass rush situations with a far better D line aiding him. Let's compare Romeo to Trey real quick. Romeo Okwara, and then Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson. No. Oh, that's right. It shows the base stats. Woohoo. Okay. $25 total tackles to 44 total tackles. 10 sacks to 13.5. 1 forced fumble to 3 forced fumbles. Let's compare pressure numbers. Pro Football Reference is going to be my source. Trey Hendrickson. Pro Football Reference. Come on. Work for me. Yes. It worked for me, guys. Okay. 33 pressures versus... Where's my advanced stats for... Oh, there they are. To 31. He's barely better Romeo's better in run stuffing. Romeo had more turnovers. And he's barely better in pressure numbers and sack numbers. And Romeo played without Trey Flowers in some games and had the worst pass rush aiding him when Trey Flowers had the freaking Saints. I think Romeo is better than Trey. So I'm giving Romeo over Trey. And I think Michael Brockers is just as good as Larry. Let's compare Brockers real quick. Michael Brockers, NFL.com. He's on defense, going to get tackle. Whatever, info.com. Then we're going to go to Larry again. Heck, let's even bring in DJ Redder, who I do like. I do believe he's the best player in their D-line. That is not maybe named Trey Hendrickson. Jeez, that's a big contract for a nose tackle. There it is. Hold on, gentlemen. This is going to be, I guess, a kind of a gaffe moment, but where was that at? Where was that at? Where was that? Can y'all be appropriate? Okay. DJ Redder. Oh man, I'm good. I didn't really do much last year. Larry versus... Let's even just compare DJ Redder's career. Versus Michael Brockers. Career, please. Brockers is just as good as a run stuffer as either. Better pass rusher than Reader. And not much worse of a pass rusher than Larry. And now the Lions have added in 2 promising defensive tackles in Ali McNeil and Levi O. And that's not even counting the fact that I think Trey Flowers is better than Sam Humphrey. And overall, I think the Lions, ironically, can have a better D-line than their predecessors. Just because of those additions of those 3 defensive tackles. And hopefully a healthy Julian McWar. Now, the linebacker core is better because of these 2, in my opinion. I really like Logan Wilson and Akeem Davis-Gaither. Logan Wilson, let's see. Oh wait, I can just click on him with space stats. If we go to Logan Wilson, he didn't produce all that much other than coverage, but I really love this guy's college tape, and he showed potential that he could be that player. I think he just needed to get time, but overall improvability, I guess the Lions do have the best linebacker out of the 2 teams in Jamie Collins. But I'm scared of how good this team can be, but overall Lions have the more provable linebacker core. I can't believe I'm saying that. That might be the only team. But with the addition of Alex Anzoni, who has familiarity with Glenn and Campbell, and that's kind of what I think is the big issue there, is veterans versus these kind of younger players. I believe Jermaine Pratt's pretty good, isn't he? For run stuffing. Yeah, he's solid for run stuffing. But yeah, none of these guys are all that good compared yet. But I think their potential is there. So don't kill me, Bengals fans. But the Lions have the better linebacker core because of Alex Anzoni's familiarity, and Collins is just better than every single one of them. And now the Lions also have the addition of Derek Barnes, who I really like. I'm going to be doing a video on him soon. And then the cornerback core, I think the Lions got a slightly better one. Like, I'm sorry, but a healthy Quinton Dunbar is better than all of these guys. And then Amani O. Okay, I want to show you guys how good Amani O is. I'm going to be doing a video on him very, very soon. Amani. Oh, I actually spelled his name right to begin with. Okay, Amani O is, in my opinion, the most underrated corner in the National Football League, and I'm going to be doing a video on that. 32nd ranked defense. One of the worst pass rushers in the league with only 1 good pass rusher in Romeo Okwara, and then, well, great pass rusher, and then an unhealthy hand who still produced. Still that bad of a defense. Even thoroughly bad safeties and linebacker core. This man had a 59.3% completion percentage and 3 touchdowns allowed. He is a great player. And I even think he had, 40 tackles? Let me... 45 tackles. Okay, he had 53 tackles. He had even more tackles than I thought. And he did this good. I think Amani O is better than any of their corners other than maybe... I think it was Chidobe was their big addition, wasn't he? Yeah, Chidobe was their Chidobe Azawawi Pro Football Reference. Please show up. There you go. Chidobe's the only guy who I think is better than Amani O. I think healthy Quinton Dunbar is better than Chidobe. So overall, I think the Lions have just the better team. The only spot I can say is a safety core that has Ricardo Allen, Jesse Bates, and Von Bell. And the offense, running back, and receivers, and I honestly think DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams can be just as good as these 2. I even think Jamar Jefferson can be extremely good if he's given the right chance. So quarterback superiority, line superiority on both ends. Linebacker superiority and cornerback superiority. I think this might be the Lions' bigger game. Kind of redeem themselves, and they're going to go 3-3 here, and they're going to get a record of. They're going to get the win of 26-14. We won the game. The defense plays well, by the way. So Lions kind of get themselves up to a fairly good start. They're 3-3. But next up is the dreaded Los Angeles Rams game. So, their O-line is kind of overrated if you look at their pressure numbers from the end of the season. See how they do. Stafford's a better quarterback than Goff in terms of talent. Just statistics in most cases. Cam had a better rookie season than Swift. And then you got Darnell Anderson, who's pretty dang good himself. We'll see what happens. I think fairly even running back core. Receiver core is better. So overall, tied running back core in my opinion. Better quarterback. I mean, really, the Lions, that's all the Lions have, tied receiver core. And yeah, then the defense has Aaron Donald in there. And that's all that freaking matters, I guess. Not really, but either be like Jordan Filler, Ramsey's one of the best corners in the league, if not the best. Leonard Floyd's a good pass rusher to pair up with Donald. I really like Terrell Burgess' rookie tape. Don't sleep on him. And these two are underrated corners on their team. He's one of the best slot corners in the league. And yeah, just this is a game I don't even need to like go and BFF and go completely in depth. They just have the better everything. The Rams line is returning all their guys when they're ranked 3rd in the league. And unless Sewell becomes like instantly who like Trent Williams 2.0, I don't know if they can stand a chance. So unfortunately, there's an L for the Lions in this case. And yeah, sorry guys. There's not much I can do there. Rams win. It's going to be kind of a more embarrassing game, 28-14. So the Lions are 3-4, and now we move on to the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be the last one. I'm going to be doing this by 4 parts, and if I have time on the next ones, I'm hoping that maybe I can get one more in if I do Philadelphia quick enough. But yeah, I'm not also just going to be doing this. I'm going to have a video out on Trey Flowers. Either tomorrow or later tonight. Goff over Hurts. Hurts is, I think, as good a choke. His completion percentage was not good last season, and I do not think they invested into their O-line enough to make me say, okay, they're automatically going to be good. Miles Sanders, I don't think will, and Boston Scott and carry on and keep game well. I do not think it's going to be much better than DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. And maybe even Jamar Jefferson plays anything like that we did at Oregon State. And yeah. Receiver core they got, because I love Fulgham and Devontae Smith and Jalen Reagor as a receiver core. Even John Hightower rotating into be pretty scary. O-line, I think the Lions have the advantage in. Andre Dillard definitely good. Andre Dillard. BFF. I'm not even going to look at Lane Johnson. Sewell says no chance here one. When Dillard actually plays. Okay, never mind. Is this guy making an all-rookie team? Huh. I guess I was wrong. Yeah, never mind. The Lions just like. So Taylor Decker is definitely better than. I was even going to say that is better than Andre Dillard. But I didn't know that there's that much. I've heard that he was good when I talked to some Eagles fans, but Isaac Seo Malolo BFF. Dude, remember that, guys. Don't forget the 30-year mortgage if you owe less than $356K. Definitely a trustable source. Uh-oh. 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 This guy is much better than Jonah Jackson. Lions have the better O-line. Frank Ragnar and Kelsey, I don't think is enough. Brandon Brooks is probably better than Big V. I'm pretty sure this guy's amazing. BFF. Oh no. Oh no. I'm very, very scared. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson, the right side's better. It's essentially the equivalent of the Lions. I think they actually might be even on the line. Because that's just a really bad left side. At least Sewell's could be probably better than Dillard. I honestly, yeah, that's really it. Just the addition of Sewell makes the line have a better O-line. Next. Oh, man. This is a pretty underrated team. Gerald Avery, underrated addition that they have. Brandon Graham's pretty good. Barrett, when he actually plays, is pretty good. Hargrave and Cox, that's better than the D-line. Slay's old. I'm sorry, he's not the same player. I want to compare you real quick. I want to show you guys something real quick, Lions fans. I need to show you something. This man was worse than Jeffrey Okudah last year. Jeff Okudah. Now, granted, Jeff Okudah wasn't always out last year, so I guess it's unfair to say that. Except when both were out there, Okudah was better, or at least equals to him, because 76.7, if you run that, is 77%. And he had one less touchdown thrown this. So Darius Slay kind of sucks now. Just we'll pretend he's still the superstar we all loved. Scary. Fairly good. I hope he gets a chance someday. They just have the better D-line and better linebacker core. And I think this is going to be a harder game. But my big thing is I don't like their head coach. Lions go 4-3, beat the Philadelphia Eagles 21-14. I don't like Hurts. I don't like Phillips. That's the game killer for me. So Lions are 4-3 after starting out 2-2. What will they end at? Will they go to the playoffs? Will they have a losing record? Will they lose out the rest of their games? Come back next time and I'll do my video. See you guys later. Peace out and welcome to the den.